It's all about humanity.
Get out of here, bit. On it.
It's all about humanity.
A lot of ammo. Nice.
It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.
Let me get you.
It's all about humanity.
Focus this drone on me.
It's all about humanity.
By who? Ooh, I see someone.
It's all about humanity.
What's up, agents? Patrick Wolf here. Welcome to another Division 2 build video. Today's build video is going to be my best rifle build. Before we get into it though, I'd just like to have a shout out, give a shout out to one of my members, Exik, for designing my new logo and intro. Love it. It's insane. Thank you so much for putting the effort in. So big shout out to you, buddy. So let's get into this rifle build. So if you guys were looking for the best possible PvP rifle build out there, this is going to be it. You came to the right place. Let's get straight into this build video, guys. This is very probably the strongest rifle build I've ever made. It's unreal. I've been using it for, well, about a day now, and I just thought, you know what, guys, I've been having such success with this. My first conflict match, I got 11 kills. DZ have been dominating all day. It's insane. And the footage that you guys saw was only from a few hours of playing, so you can imagine. I'm very happy with this build, and I have to give it to you guys as soon as possible. So let's get straight into this build video. Alright, so the reason why we're going to be using Technician is as follows. Now, obviously Sharpshooter is very much viable, but this is going to be a skill damage hybrid, my favorite type of build. Let's get into it. So a lot of people complain that these don't work. They work for me. Sometimes they are a bit buggy. So Technomancy, whenever a skill dies, receive 20% armor. Equipping a skill grants 15% armor. It works for me, guys. So I don't know why some people it doesn't work, but I guess it just depends if you're lucky or not. Now make sure that this is off. We don't want skill healing, we want skill damage. I actually had that in the wrong place. See what I mean by checking over your build and making sure everything is correct, because we're not actually going to be needing to heal ourselves because we're going to be using armor kits for that. But this build, you have efficient, so you have 50% chance that you will not consume an armor kit, so that's how we're going to get our healing back. You can also use healing skills. It's completely up to you guys. So the reason why we use this specialization is because of amped 50% skill power. It's insanely strong. I know that we are getting significant changes coming up, but that's not now, so we're not going to focus on the future yet. We're going to enjoy the present. So make sure that's active. It's very strong. Obviously one of the strongest parts of the specialization. Then this is going to be a rifle build, because rifles are really good right now, guys. 15% increased rifle damage. Make sure that is activated. Once you've got all of that active, we're going to get straight into this build video. So this is going to be the way that I run it. This is my go-to rifle build. This is probably the only rifle build I use right now, and if you guys use it, if you make it exactly the way I've made it, you will have such amazing results. Okay, so this is a 5-11-5, very nicely balanced, full maxed out PvP build. 530k armor. I can get my armor to about 570k with this build if I use another backpack, but efficient is very important, and I don't have the high armor rolls on this backpack than I do on the other one. So just make sure you put the right backpacks and chest pieces. Obviously you don't have to have this much armor, but it just helps the the bigger pieces. We all know this chest piece that I have, it's a must have, it's a must use. So I'm sure all of us have a single piece of gear that we normally always revolve around. Let's say a chest piece or a backpack or knee pads, for example. So 530k armor, 69k health, 3000 skill power across the board, so we can use any skill we want. Now the reason why I've used the Hive and the Seeker Mine is simple. We want to put out as much damage as possible. We're going to be using the Seeker Mine to constantly trouble people, almost one-shot clutch players, with our Hive doing massive amounts of damage. Because we got efficient, we have a lot more armor kits, pop full armor all the time. We don't need to use healing. You can use healing, you can use whatever you want. And then we're going to be using this rifle right here, guys. This rifle is insanely good. If you don't know, classic M1A, 96k base damage. You can get it to be a bit higher, but the reason why I have this one is because of the talent that we're going to be focusing on, Breadbasket. Now I didn't want to make a headshot orientated build, because obviously we would want to use sharpshooter and put precise. This is more of a just a straight up hit people in the body. We don't have to worry. But obviously when you know, hitting headshots doesn't hurt. You obviously will get more damage. So this caters to that playstyle. This is going to be a very console friendly build. If you guys are on console, you're going to love this. So we've got Breadbasket. Landing body shots adds a stack of bonus 50% headshot damage to the next headshot for 10 seconds. Max stack is 3. So we get 3 stacks, guys. It's insane. You can get so much headshot damage from this. It's absolutely insane. It requires 5 or more reds, and we just have it activated. So landing a body shot adds a stack of 50% headshot damage to the next headshot for 10 seconds. So you hit a few body shots, depending on how you kill the person. You sometimes seeing a proc is, you don't really notice it, but when you hit that beautiful headshot, that one like 2 shots someone with 500,000 armor, it's very satisfying, considering that we haven't spec completely into damage. I've used extra. I would recommend using a Legro. I'm probably going to reroll this, but 18 bullet in the magazine is very nice, and I feel like it works extremely well. So it's completely up to you guys. You can change it. Remember, all my builds are templates for you guys to work upon and change them to suit your playstyle. Now, the secondary weapon, holster talent, the pestilence. The reason why I've gone for this is because this is also, it's like a rifle. It hits hard. We don't have to spec too much into damage, because this gives us damage to targets out of cover. Not only can we use it to proc the pestilence buff, which is really strong, but because I don't have 100% hazard protection, while holstered, gain 20% bonus armor for 5 seconds whenever you are affected by blind, bleed, or burning, which is a problem in the DZ. So this will help us out tank any kind of damage. Plus Technomancy is going to give us an additional 20% armor, so we get 40% extra armor. So you can see how tanky you're going to be, guys. It's insane. Alright, so then we're going to move on to the pistol. X45, doesn't matter what you use. While equipped, enemy kills have a 5% chance to refill active skill cooldowns. Now you can change this to whatever you want. Protected reload, you can use greased for swapping weapons. Rooted is also very good. While equipped and in cover, all skill damage and healing is increased by 25%. I would probably rather go for that, so I'm actually going to swap that out. Use Rooted, that's probably going to be better. It depends. You can use whatever you want. Just have a look at your options. You could also use while equipped, recharge while equipped skills deployed at full armor have 25% charges, duration, and ammo. That could be good for the Hive if you want to put extra. If you don't have the right charges mod for your Hive, you can counteract that by placing this on your build, so then you get more charges, because obviously if using a Stinger Hive, the more charges the better, because the charges run out pretty quickly. Okay, so we're going to go over the pieces. I've obviously gone for 2 Overlord. That gives us rifle damage and extra armor, plus 10% armor bonus on top of that from the True Patriot. So it's pretty clear as day why we have this build set up the way it is, but we're going to go over all the pieces as well. Mask, True Patriot. So we all know that this is a very good, this has been strong since the beginning. It's very good. We've been using this for ages, but it suits this build very well, because we want to be as tanky as possible, still dealing high damage with the rifle, which is still very good variation. You don't have to go full DPS with rifles, guys. I know it's a bit tempting to go full DPS, but let me tell you now, I 3 to 4 shot people with this build. It's insane, especially people with over 400k armor. You'll be surprised, so just give it a shot. 9% crit chance, and then we've got 519 skill power. Look how beautiful this mask is. It's very nice. Crit chance is not something that we want to focus on too much, but it does help. Any kind of crit chance in a build will help you, and it's the best in slot for us right now. I'd rather go for that than anything else. Obviously, all your damage mods, all your blue mods that you're going to be using in this build, put the max armor rolls and the max rifle damage. So just calculate, depends on what you guys have. Make sure you do that. So make sure you roll skill power as well to get the full 3k, because you don't want to have to be using auxiliary batteries at all. Then the chest piece, we all know 40k armor, 30% total armor with Bloodsucker. We all know this one. I don't need to go over it. You guys just use your best one. Bloodsucker allows you to amplify your armor. It stacks, so it's very, very strong, especially for face tanking with a rifle. I would recommend using Bloodsucker in any kind of build. Then the holster, 809 skill power overlord with 35k health. Huge armor rolls on all of the defensive mods. This gives us 10% rifle damage and 7.5% total armor, which is great. We're going to be stacking armor, stacking damage, stacking skill power. This build just, it delivers on all fronts. That's what makes it so strong right now. The backpack, one of my favorite backpacks that I have. It's not the typical one that you guys see. This has got 5% total armor, once again from the Yellow Guard, 6.5 health, 441 skill power, 20% total armor with efficient and hardened. Using an armor kit has a 50% chance to not consume that armor kit, which means we can pop many armor kits. A lot of times you'll probably find you'll use double, so it's just really good. That's why we don't use healing skills, and it's more effective to pop an armor kit than relying on your hive to heal you normally in the DZ right now if you're not using survivalist or with a mender mine. Utility mod slots, just go for whatever skills you guys want to use. You know the drill, guys. Then on the gloves, very important, I have gone for surgical. This is very interesting. You could go for devastating. Now obliterate, obliterate is very, very strong, but I find it doesn't really come in handy too often against like in 1v1 situations, because you have to deplete the enemy's total armor to get it to proc. But against groups, it can be very strong. That's why I say you guys need to go for what you want, and I have an example for you. Look at that. It's not Overlord that's the problem, but you can use high rifle damage with Obliterate. It's up to you guys. I've gone for this because I got rifle damage and surgical, because the more crit chance the better, because rifles stack crit damage. Now this is not a crit chance build, but it always helps to stack crit chance. That's why I haven't gone for headshots. I want this to be a straight up, don't worry where you hit the enemy, just go straight for the body using breadbasket and land up, and then eventually end with a headshot, which will, the amount of damage from the talent on our gun, guys, you don't have to worry about headshot damage at all on this build. That's why everything works in unison so well. Knee pads, True Patriot, once again, to get that 10% total armor, 17,177. That is perfect. That's what I want. I don't want a percentage based. I could probably change it if I want to, but I'd only get about 11%, so this is better for me. 1.5 weapon damage, LMG shotgun. As you can see, I don't even have the right rifle mod on here. I don't even think I might not have it. I need to check. Always go over this, guys, because for some reason, whenever I go in and out of my builds, it seems to take away my rifle damage mods. And then if you go over all your other pieces, for some reason, it disappears. Like, I don't know if you guys have the same problem. I go in and out of my builds, and I go out of different loadouts, and then it actually takes it away. So just take it there. That's my other rifle damage mods. Hopefully we can get some better rifle damage mods. I didn't buy the right ones, so I don't have the best ones. There we go. That's a 4% plus 5. That's 5% rifle damage. So always do that, guys. Always make sure your mods are correct, because for some reason, like I said before, mine seem to change when I go from loadout to loadout. And even my Seeker mines don't work. I'm sure you guys have that same issue. Seeker mines just bug all the time. When I go into the DZ after swapping my loadout and I go to put my Seeker mine down, it doesn't work. All you have to do is just change the skill and then put it back to your Seeker mine, and that normally fixes it. So my damage is about 99k right now, so just below 100k, which is actually insane considering how much armor we have. It's insane, plus all the skill power. I mean, you could utilize this build in so many ways in which you could heal your team. You can use a defender drone with the artificer hive, which will absolutely just keep it up at all times for PvEing as well. There's so many options available for this build because we have 3k skill power and all of this extra damage. Let's go over the stats quickly, guys. Okay, so we've got 24% crit chance, which is nothing to laugh at. It really works. It helps. I get massive amounts of damage, and when it crits, which it crits quite often, you see big numbers. Now I didn't want to do boomerang. I would recommend using boomerang on a 60% crit chance build, like on my previous ultimate rifle build. So just keep that in mind. It just depends on how you want to run it. Like I say in all my videos, I do a lot of testing, and this has been my findings. This is how I change my builds and update them, is from my personal experience in the dark zone in certain PvP environments. So it's up to you guys to listen to me or not. Okay, so the problem with this build, the only issue that I'm having is hazard protection. But remember, guys, the developers are going to probably remove hazard protection. We don't even know. We've heard some rumors, but don't worry about that, because at the end of the day, like I said, we get so much armor from when our skills go down, and when the holstered talent from the exotic LMG, the Pestilence, kicks in, you won't even need it. This is more of a just straight up take the enemies down as quick as possible through skills and massive damage from the rifle, and you won't be disappointed. Then we are getting massive amounts of damage from the Hive, cooldown from the Seeker Mine, massive 20-second cooldown on the Seeker Mine. It's insane, and we do huge damage. So let's go over the mods. Now, you guys need to make sure you got the right mods. Like I said, use whatever skills you want. 83% damage, 90% damage, 72% charges. Seeker Mine, 172% skill haste, 95% damage, 54% damage. We are destroying everything in sight. So this is definitely by far my favorite rifle build, and you guys need to give this a shot. This is the way that I think is the perfect way to run a rifle build. Full utility, max total utility, damage, healing, everything. It's just the potential is insane, and I recommend you guys to give this a shot. Let me know what you think, and I hope you did enjoy this video. Like always, guys, make sure you leave a like, consider becoming a member, subscribe to the channel for more Division 2 content, click that notification bell, and I'll be seeing you agents in the next video. Peace out, guys.